Welcome back and welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. I had quite a few requests for another bookshelf tour. I believe I did my last bookshelf tour during the last Vlogmas. So we are going to start from the bottom and work our way along and up all the way to the top. You get to see kind of this middle section of my bookshelf in my videos, most of my videos, so it'll be interesting to see what's in this bottom section here. So the books in kind of, well, like these two cubes really, but well, before I start, all these shelves except for the ones I say are all double stacked, so they're all like the front row and the back row, which is a little bit shameful. This section here, you can see I've got quite a few of my picture books. I've got Roald Dahl and Shirley Hughes here, and my Oliver Jeffers there, and of course a couple of illustrated Harry Potters. I also have my dictionary and thesaurus in this cube here, which get used during Scrabble, obviously. And then the rest of this row here is all cookbooks, and the cookbooks are all not double stacked just because they wouldn't, because they're so big. So this is a picture book. It just sits here because I think it looks nice in this particular cube, but we've got some sort of paperback cookbooks here, and we've got the books on champagne and whiskey. I've got one of Kate Harrison's 5-2 recipe books there, and my two books that I used invariably the most when I was at uni, my Essential Student Cookbook and my classic 1000 Cocktail Recipes. This is a rebuy of the 1000 Cocktail Recipes because I believe the other one went to another one of my flatmates. So yes, I do like cookbooks, even though you can find everything on YouTube now and on the internet in general. My little Nigella collection there and my Jamie Oliver collection. We've got a Rick Stein and an Antonio Carlucci, they're both Ollie's, and then a Greek cookbook there because I love Greek food. A few others here, Lorraine Pascal, and then this I love. You can see it's from 2014. One of my students made this for me. Thank you for sharing your love of books and encouraging me to read every day. And this sits right next to me when I'm filming my books. Basically, I sit here and it sits right here, so that's always there kind of encouraging me. And then some recipe books here. I've got, I think, 2 different soup cookbooks there because I love cooking soup. Some Weight Watchers cookbooks, and in the 2 folders are recipes that I've used from magazines and things like that. Okay, so then moving up to the next row, which as you can see, if you delve in there, is all double stacked. So we've got hardbacks mainly on this row here, and it's kind of, I tried to keep them so that they were non-fiction and fiction were together, but as I've kind of taken books and got rid of books and got new books, I've mixed it up a little bit. So there you can see I've got my Anna Kendrick book next to Beatrix Potter, Caitlin Moran. I've got my bookshop book from Jen Campbell there, and then The Shoemaker's Wife, which I still haven't read, and another fiction book, and then I've got a couple of non-fiction on there. That cube is mainly fiction, there's just a couple of non-fiction. And then on this one here, we've got a collection of John Ronson books there and some other non-fiction books, the majority of which are Ollie's, and then a couple of fiction books up the top there, one Jennifer E. Smith, and my copy of The Tin Man, which I just realised is upside down, which Serena gave to me. Thank you, Serena. And then Can't Look Away by Donna Kuna, and the American version of Date with Death by Julia Chapman. And then, of course, Love Letters of Great Men. You know, why would you not have that in that particular cube? And again, you can see that that one is double stacked. And then this one here is my Bill Bryson collection. All of Bill Bryson's ones that I have there, except for his paperbacks, which are in the next row up. So again, the majority of this one, aside from these guys over here, is non-fiction. But then we've got The Princess Saves Herself in this one, Dumpling and Then She Was Gone. Dumpling and Then She Was Gone. Amazing books I've read this year. This cube here is mainly Ollie's books. apart from my little pouch here, in my little pouch here, I have some bookish postcards and some bookmarks. So I know that if I want a bookmark to take away with me somewhere, I can go into that pouch there. I love the quote, and of course I bought that at the Strand. And then in this one here, we've got some more oversized books again. It's kind of a mixture of mine and Ollie's there. I've got my friends' books and my Sex and the City books. But then he's got some books in there as well. A lot of TV books there. And if you can see there, a Guinea Pig Pride and Prejudice hiding just in there. Love it. That's not one that I've posted on my channel. And then this is the start of the majority paperbacks. This cube here is weirdly sized books. So this is basically all my small books. And again, it is double stacked. The books at the back there are also small books. So I've got some of the little like trade paperbacks here. And then I've got these little, remember these Penguin Classics that were released? These ones, and a couple of the ones that were done specially for the Tube line. And then my 2 Darcy Burdock books that I have. The other ones went into school, and you know what happens with books that go into school. And then I have a stack of my business cards here, because when I take books back to the library, I put a business card in. So whoever gets that book next will hopefully get a business card of mine. And then these next 2 cubes here, you can see the 2 of them there. These are my young adult cubes. The stacks up the side are obviously paperbacks, and then I got a few hardbacks on the side. And again, double stacked. You can definitely recognise a few classic books back there. I've got a bit of a Gail Forman collection back there. And then some Maggie Stiefvater and some Kara Stainton hiding at the back there. Yep, and all of these ones here I have read. I've read a few of these, but most of them are unread. This stack here, aside from Lobsters and Wing Jones and the Tamsin Murray there, these are all unread. These 2 are read and these 2 are unread. Very neat and tidy there. And then the last 2 cubes on this side are mainly non-fiction paperback. Again, I've got a couple of bits that, you know, things have had to move, so I've got a couple of quick reads there as well. But yeah, non-fiction paperback, the majority of which are read. I've got a couple on there which aren't read, including the Bill Bryson Thunderbolt Kid, which is a current read. We are currently listening to that on audiobook right now, but the rest of these, the majority of them are read. And again, these are double stacked as well, so you can see one of my favourite Starbucks books back there. And then I've got some more sort of weirdly sized non-fiction paperbacks back there, including like A Guide to Glasgow and Eat Shoots and Leaves. So then we move smoothly up to the next row, where we've got fiction paperbacks. Again, double stacked. I don't know why these aren't. This is the only one in this row where the vertical books are on the left and not on the right, and it's never bothered me enough to move it. So we've got some Lucy Diamond here, some Lucy Ann Holmes, some Jessica Thompson and some Polly Williams here, and a couple of Katie Regans there, and then some larger paperback books there as well. And then some of my absolute favourites are in this stack here. I've got Scarlett Bailey, Ali McNamara, my C.L. Taylor, which I really thought was signed, and so I put it with my others, but this one isn't actually signed, so oh well. Bethel Adam Sharp there, Cat French, she is a current listen as well. Dear Thing by Julie Cohen, a couple of Jenny Colgan's there, and a couple of Jojo Moyes. I've got the 2 Jojo Moyes here, and then the weird size Jojo Moyes here. And then there's those 5 Go books that you'll recognise from my book haul that Serena gave me. And some more paperbacks in the back there that you can just make out. The Antenatal Group by Amy Bratley is on buy one get one free on Audible at the minute, so I downloaded it on Audible. And then some more of my favourites in this cube. You can see a little Melissa Hill collection there, some quick reads because I love quick reads, a sizable Lisa Jewell collection there, some more Kate Harrison, yay, and some Mike Gale. So I've got 3 Mike Gales here, and then 2 Mike Gales here, and then 3 Lisa Jewels here, and 1 Lisa Jewel here. And then this one here, Holding Out for a Hero, I must have started it a while ago because it's got a bookmark in at about 40 pages in, but I've just kind of never picked it up again, so I really should get around to reading that. And then this one here has a whole load of Simon & Schuster reads all the way down until we get to Adele Parks. It's got Jennifer Weiner, All Fall Down, and Heidi Swain, Mince Pies and Mistletoe, and the other one that I have read from the stack is The Last Piece of My Heart, but the rest of this cube is unread. I need to get around to reading it, but it's quite a good collection. I like looking at this one. I don't think this cube's changed that much since the last bookshelf tour that I did. And then along at the end we've got some more, again, unread books. Pretty bad. I should get round to reading them, but then, you know, I've got all the books to read. Again, we've got like regular size paperbacks here and then some larger size paperbacks here. This is my large print copy of Fairy Tale of New York by Miranda Dickinson, which we don't like the cover of, but I like the fact they've got it sat there now. But in a moment you'll see that I do actually have a regular copy of it now. I didn't have one because I took both my copies into school and they ended up staying there and not going anywhere. And then I've got some overflow here, which I really should kind of put into the main collection. That's these 2, and then again you can see I've got a bit of an Abby Glines collection back there, which I won. I believe I won those ones, so should get around to reading those. And then the top shelf, the whole top row along here, I showed you in my tag video the other day, but this is the row that isn't double stacked because this is my signed shelf. So I've got my signed Rowan Coleman, my signed Marion Keyes, Sophie Kinsella, Graham Simpson, Gail Foreman, Julie Cohen, Jackie Collins, Kathy Kelly, Lisa Jewell. Amazing that even just in that one cube, I'm impressed with all the authors that I've met. Like, that is so cool. And then this one here, we've got some just a whole load of Simon & Schuster authors there. We've got Millie Johnson, Paige Toon, there's one Paige Toon that's out of place there, Santa Montefiore and Julia Ashton. I have 2 of these signed. I believe both of them are personalised as well. I don't know, I think I was sent one and then I met her and I got one. And then this is a new one that I got signed on Black Friday, and this one Ollie found for me, signed in Target. You'll be seeing that one in a video very soon. And then I've got my Sandy Amen on. She did an event in Denver, which was really cool. And then possibly, I mean, I don't like to pick favourites, but this is possibly my favourite cube. I like the fact that they're all like multiple authors in this cube and they're all signed. So I've got my collection of signed C.L. Taylor there. Her latest one, The Treatment, is her young adult one. And then my signed collection of Lindsay Kelk, the 3 I Heart Forevers, About a Girl and Always a Bridesmaid, amazing. My signed Lucy Robinson's, this one here, she signed for me at the launch, which I went to, that was amazing, and there was an opera singer, which I think I talked about in my last video that I made about this show. Scarlett Bailey and Rowan Coleman, and then my signed Miranda Dickinson's there, and another signed Lisa Jewell. I could have put that Lisa Jewell next to this Lisa Jewell, but I thought it looked better here, so that's my choice. And then some more, again, it's like a massive stack of Simon & Schuster books here. Melissa Hill, Richard Madeley, that was a cool event. Ali Harris, Rebecca Chance, Penny Parks, Jane Tyne, Holly Hepburn. I've got Heidi Swain and Catherine Isaac and Jane Costello, who are the same person. And then these ones here again. I met all of these authors for them to sign my books, which was really cool, really cool. And this launch here, we wore Christmas jumpers, which was amazing. And then kind of a sort of mixed signed shelf over here, which is a mixture because it's kind of oddly sized books, or a mixture of like my books and Ollie's books, because the John Ronson and the Mark Commode are Ollie's books, and then the rest of them are mine. I've got a couple of non-fiction hardbacks there, which I bought the signed copy of, and then a little bit of young adult, middle grade, young adult, 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 young adult, young adult, and then this quick reads here, which is edited by Veronica Henry, so it's signed by Veronica Henry. And then, if you haven't seen before, my collection of You Are Here Starbucks mugs sits on top of my bookshelf. This is just a very kind of heavy part of the apartment. You know, I hope that the floor is particularly structurally sound in this part of the apartment. But I collect You Are Here Starbucks mugs, and I started off with, I believe, Twin Cities was my first one, and then Ollie brought me a Tennessee one, which is here, so they're together there, and then I got the San Antonio and the Dallas one in Dallas. Apart from Tennessee, all of them were bought by me in the place that they are. So I've got my sort of California, my sort of West Coast stack here. These were all bought on our trip where we went from Seattle to San Francisco and then drove down to San Diego. So all of those were bought on that trip. And then I've got Utah, which is a state one, Las Vegas, Orlando and Florida. I got the state and the city for Orlando and Florida, just like I have the state and the city for Denver and Colorado and Vail. And then New Mexico's there because obviously it's next to Colorado. And then I've got the two little mini mug ornaments there. I've got a Colorado ornament and then a Houston ornament because we're just passing through Houston Airport. I have been to Houston before. And yeah, these cups were signed by baristas when I hit my 250th store and my 300th store. I can't remember if I made a video about my collecting Starbucks or not. If you would like to hear about it, then let me know. Then we've got a couple of UK mugs over here. My last trip back to the UK, I kind of made it my mission to collect all the possible UK mugs you could get, and I have them all except Cardiff because I wasn't anywhere near Wales. So I've got Oxford, Birmingham, Liverpool, Manchester. London I got last time I was back in London, and then England I got this time, and then I have the Christmas version of London because I was there close enough to Christmas. And Philadelphia, I don't know why it's sat on top of my UK one. It's quite, you know, it's got English influences there, so obviously. And then I've got Newcastle, Edinburgh, Aberdeen and Glasgow, so just kind of north of England into Scotland. The Edinburgh was way more expensive than the Glasgow. I think that says a lot. And then this is kind of east states here. I've got New York, New Jersey, Virginia and Maryland, and I like the fact that they are all states as well. And then my Christmas bear from last my Starbucks bear from last Christmas, or my Christmas bear from last Starbucks. I love him because of his jumper. It's just so cute. Okay, this is now a very long video, but you know, you guys requested it, so there we go. That's my bookshelves. If you have any questions about any of the books, or would like me to go into any of them further, or want me to talk about my Starbucks collection, then let me know in comments. I will have another Vlogmas video for you tomorrow, so I will see you then. Bye!